How to start homeschooling. Let's talk about it. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Sydney and I am a full-time working homeschool mom of two young children. I have a 6-year-old daughter and an almost 1-year-old son. Today I am going to be sharing with you my 6 tips for how to get started on your homeschooling journey. I am so happy that you guys are here with me and I'm so excited to share these with you. When I first started my homeschool journey, I did not find a video like this. And I actually took the wrong route for the recommendations that I'm going to give you today when I started my homeschool journey. A lot of times people think when they're gonna start homeschooling, the first thing they need to do is run out, buy curriculum, look at all the curriculum options, and I hate to say it, that's exactly what I did. And that's not the right way to start. So I'm going to be breaking it down for you, my 6 tips for how to start homeschooling. Let's dive in. Number 1, know your state's homeschool laws. This step cannot be skipped, it cannot be missed. This is your first step to starting your homeschool journey. You need to do your research and look into your state's laws on what is required for you to homeschool. Homeschooling is legal in all 50 states. We are so lucky here in America that we have the ability to homeschool our kids. But each state has its own rules and regulations for how to homeschool your children. So what I would recommend doing is going to hslda.org, going to the legal, finding your state, and looking at all the requirements there. They will break it all down for you. And for me, I live in the state of Utah. I live in a low regulation state, which is so amazing. I have tons of freedom and flexibility with my homeschooling. And all we have to do in my state is send in an affidavit saying that we intend to homeschool our children. We take full responsibility for their education. And that's all I have to do. As long as I live in the same school district, I only have to fill that out once and I'm all set. Step number 2. This, arguably for me, is the most important step. Know your why. What I mean by that is know why you are choosing to homeschool. Why are you choosing this path? Why do you want to do this for your children? This step cannot be missed because it is what you are going to fall back on every time homeschooling feels hard, every time someone critiques your homeschooling, every time you think to yourself, I am not capable, I can't do this, should I just put my child back in school? You are going to refer back to your why and you are going to have that concrete, solid foundation for why you chose to homeschool. I would highly recommend writing this down on a hard piece of paper, putting it somewhere where you can pull it out and look at it, or even have it posted somewhere in your house for you to look at each day, or just when things get really hard. For some people, their why is you want more time with your children, you want a better education for your children, you want to incorporate different types of studies into their education, things like Bible studies, for example. The list goes on and on and on. Everyone's reasons for homeschooling are so different, they vary so much. And your why is what's important to you. It doesn't have to match anyone else's why. It should be unique to you and your family. And this step is crucial to your whole homeschooling journey. Step number 3, know your homeschooling style or pedagogy. What does that mean? It means know what your teaching style is. That's what a pedagogy is. A pedagogy is a teaching style. And there are 9 different pedagogies in the educational world. The one that we are all most familiar with, that most of us grew up with, is called traditional schooling. It's a traditional teaching style. It's what happens in our public schools. It's what happens in our private schools. It's what most of us are familiar with. But there are 9 total pedagogies. There's Charlotte Mason, Waldorf, eclectic, unschooling, so many different options, and it's really, really important that you know yours. You cannot do anything else as far as curriculum goes until you know this. And this was the mistake I made when I first went out and just like bought curriculum, because I didn't even know what my homeschool style was. And when there's hundreds of curriculum options, you need to be able to narrow down, how exactly do I want homeschooling to look for our family and for my child? What is my teaching style? What are my interests? Like, how do I want my child to learn these things? That's your homeschool style. For finding your homeschool style, I would highly recommend Christy Faith's 5-minute homeschool style finder. That's what I used, and it is so incredibly accurate in my opinion. It breaks it down into your 3 most prevalent styles that would fit your lifestyle. And I would highly recommend that you guys go on and take her 5-minute style finder. You can find that on christy-faith.com, and it's an awesome resource to know what your pedagogy is. Step number 4, choose your curriculum. This is the step most people are excited for, and I can totally see why this is the step I was the most excited for. It's usually the first step that people take, but it should be the 4th step in my opinion. After you have done your research, you know your homeschool laws, you have defined your why, you know your homeschool style, now you can look and find curriculum that you really love. It's so important that you got your style finder first, because now you can limit down these hundreds and hundreds of curriculum options. You guys, there are so many curriculum options out there. And now is your time to dive into that style of yours and find the curriculum that's going to fit your family. There are open and go curriculums. There are all-in-one curriculums. Some people like to pick and pull from multiple different resources and kind of create their own. Some people want to follow a script and know exactly what they need to say and how to teach their child. Some people don't use a curriculum at all, but this is your time now. Find your curriculum, find what you love. Step number 5, plan your flexible homeschool rhythm. The key word here is flexible. You need to be so flexible when you are planning, how am I going to structure this whole homeschooling thing? Am I going to homeschool 3 days a week? Am I going to homeschool 5 days a week? Am I going to follow the traditional school year with my homeschooling? Or am I going to homeschool year round? Do I want to homeschool 3 weeks, take 1 week off, and then do 3 weeks again? The possibilities are completely endless. And now is your time to kind of plan what you think your homeschooling schedule is going to look like. But please remember to be flexible, be gentle on yourself, and know that it is okay to change things lots and lots of times. I have changed our schedule countless times, and every time I kind of pick up new little bits of information for what's going to work for us. And my final step for starting your homeschool journey, step 6, jump in and start your journey, but expect to change things a lot. How exciting. You are ready to start your homeschool journey. You have done all your research, you know your homeschool laws, you've defined your why, you know what your homeschool style is, you have picked your curriculum, you've planned how you're going to do it, and now you're ready to jump in and get started. Yay! I'm so excited for you. This is the best part, and admittedly, the most scary. Things seem so real now when you jump in and get started and you are gonna hit the ground running. I want you guys to give yourself so much grace in this process. I want you to be gentle on yourselves, okay? Especially if your children have been in the school system at all. This is going to be completely new for you, completely foreign, and it's a totally new concept for you and your family. And just know that you will have a plan you are ready to jump in, but it's okay to change things a lot. But be so proud of yourself. Know that this step you are taking is brave and noble. You have decided to take charge of your child's education. What better gift can you give them than to give them a one-on-one custom education, letting them cherish their childhood, letting them have more family time, and allowing them the freedom and the flexibility to explore and discover their interests without the confines of a school. We need to remember homeschooling is not school at home. I actually hate the term homeschooling, but that's what people know this as. Truly though, this is home education because it's not a school at all. This is our home and we are educating our children. We are not schooling them. School is something completely different than education. So know that you have made the right step. You can do this and your children are going to be better off. They are going to thank you, and know that it is totally normal to change your schedule a lot, to change things up, and to find what's going to work best for you and your family. I want to throw in a bonus tip. This tip is if your children have been in the school system at all, or honestly, I would say this tip is really for anyone. Even if you went to school, but you never sent your children to school, you just started off homeschooling. Either way, you want to take some time to de-school yourself, is what they call it in this homeschool community. De-schooling yourself is taking the time to get the traditional mindset of school out of your head, because your children are not in school. They are being home educated. And especially if your kids have been in the traditional school system and you pulled them out, take some time with your kids to really de-school and to settle in and to ease into this whole homeschooling thing. They generally recommend to take about half the time off that your children have been in school, years to months. So if your child has been in school for, let's say, 5 years, to perhaps take about 5 months off and de-school yourselves, and to kind of let go of any trauma that has happened in school, any unnecessary habits that your children have been taught in school. You guys, this is so new for them. They are so used to having to ask permission for everything, raising their hand anytime they have a question, being told to stand in a line, being told how long they can play and have recess, being told when they need to sit down and do their work. They have been taking tests upon tests, doing assessments. This is not school anymore. This is home education. And it's okay to take the time to de-school yourself and to really ease in and to enjoy this beautiful, beautiful thing that is home education. All right, you guys, that is all of my homeschooling recommendations for you getting started. I'm so excited for you. Just know to be flexible and that you've got this. You are not alone. I am here for you. Please leave in the comments below what your journey is with homeschooling. Are you new to homeschooling? Are you curious about homeschooling? Are you just starting to look into it? I would love to know. I would love for you guys to leave me comments and to let me know if this video helped you and to let me know where you're at in your homeschooling journey. Please make sure to like and subscribe if you would like to see more of my content. I'm so happy you're here, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.